Most coaches will never scale their business to 50K a month. And when you ask them why, they'll say, oh, it's because of the niche, then they'll try something else. Oh, it's because paid ads don't work, outreach doesn't work for me, whatever the fuck. But no, the reason is actually pretty straightforward. It's because of their ego. And it's simply because they're trying to copy someone else's business model, thinking that, people will buy into good products, when that's simply not true. Because at this point in time, the market has developed enough so they can realize, oh yeah, this is just another bullshit shiny object that I'm not gonna fall for, And I would like you to listen to this story of mine on how my client actually, after being stuck at 6K a month for months and months and months, how he managed to actually get to over 70K MRR at the moment, which is insane. Honestly, MRR, him not working for months, he'll still be making 70K, which is insane. And how he actually got in a position where, after working with me for a couple months, he managed to invest into Alex Hormozi as his mentor. He paid fucking 40 grand or something. So back in January, he was stuck, like I said, at doing the same numbers over and over again without actually having a right game plan. And at the very beginning, it was kind of risky for me to take him on board. I'm going to explain why throughout this video, because you also want to be working with people who actually can give you these testimonials, because my name is way more valuable than any amount of money that someone can offer me. But we agreed. I accepted to hop into his business, and then I started delegating. No, first I realized, oh shit, you're trying to do everything. I told him, like, bro, you can't be doing everything. He was all about content, delivering the results, shooting these ads for his clients, because he's a marketing agency owner in America, helping people with paid ads. And I was like, mate, you can't do it all. You can't do it all. And in that 3-step process that I have done for him, I made him realize that he is not even meant to be the one who knows it all, and that's number one, by far, the biggest mistake that people do nowadays. When I mentioned ego, that's exactly what I meant. Whenever I, let's say, propose a setter to someone, they say, oh, I've got it all covered, I can handle it on my own. And I'm like, mate, like, how can I communicate with you that that's not the right decision without you actually getting mad at me, is what I usually ask them, And the day he brought me in, I took that entire sales process under my wing. I built the systems. I managed to set it all up. I hired a killer setter who fully resonates with us, who fully was aligned with our vision, with our goals, and then we just got started to work together. But in order for me to actually get in that position, I needed to have some sort of a G check with my client, telling him, bro, you're not meant to know it all. Don't be like all these geeks out there constantly putting their ego in front of their business, because business is business, and that's by far the most important thing that you need to take care of as a guy who is dedicating your life to it, to actually making it better, And after having that sort of a G check, was like, yeah, you're right. My main purpose is to deliver these life-changing results, because all the other things, such as marketing, such as shooting content, such as even posting, you can find someone randomly, I don't know, on Fiverr to post for you for a few bucks a piece, and that saves you a lot of brain power. That's my main promise whenever I start working together with people, to save them brain power, because I'm not trying to spread wisdom here like I'm some random guy who all of a sudden is here on your YouTube recommendation page talking some revolutionary shit. But no, I'm just listening to the advice of people that I personally look up to as well. These top 1% of wealthy men in the world. They say, buy your time back. That's the number one advice that any millionaire in the world would tell you. Buy your time back. And that's exactly what we did, And pretty much with that free space in his brain, he was able to just start delivering these life-changing results and activate that loop that I even talked about in the last video. Deliver the results, collect a testimonial, post it on socials, let these killer sales reps and killer closers convert that attention into another person who wants to invest because he wants to get the same exact results. And guess what? The client again delivers the results. That was the step number one. Step number two was pretty much or I'd say not step number two, but the second biggest mistake that people do is trying to copy everyone else. What I've said at the beginning, oh shit, a new shiny object syndrome, let me hop on the train and yeah, charge more, I guess. And it doesn't work that way. It simply doesn't work that way because nowadays, let's be real, every single business owner that you see out there on IG, whatever, whenever you come across someone's ad, he's like, if you're this and that and trying to do this, I have a full A to Z step-by-step script on how you can make millions and millions and millions. Like, no one is buying into that crap anymore. Let's be real. And my main philosophy, my genuine belief, something that I wholeheartedly believe in, is that people stopped buying into products. No one actually buys into products anymore. They buy into other people. So if you're a dickhead, if you're someone who is going to be unpleasant to work with, if you're selfish, whatever I'd say along those lines, no matter how life-changing your product can be, no one is going to buy. Because just one quick story that I have to say about my beginning of the journey. I don't think I've ever actually mentioned that one on a YouTube video. Before it was October 2023, I decided to get into monk mode, these trends back then. I started my coaching program and I sold first 3 spots for 397 euros each before even having a program in place. So with that being said, I didn't even have a vehicle, I didn't even have a product that I was selling, yet I still sold it. And then I was that broke. With that money, I bought my first MacBook because I was using some crappy laptop that was just lagging when I was trying to record some videos. And only after I made those sales, I simultaneously started, while helping people, I started recording an actual content. Because when I look at it from this point in time right now, when I look back at it, I'm like, oh shit, I must have been a good person that people actually wanted to work with, even though it was only like 397 euros. But that's just the proof. And only like 2 years after, it made me realize what is it that I've actually done unintentionally, to be fair. But then I'm like, why wouldn't I bring that back and help other people become good people that are actually gonna make their personality stand out in this online space. Because once again, you need to fully resonate with someone. And that brings me to the third and one of these 3 more important things, I'd say. So number 3 is not chasing cash only. Now, when I said that we all want to be working with people we resonate with, that means that if you feel, that's the mistake people usually do, you believe it or not, people actually chase money when they don't realize that money is just a byproduct of your inputs. Money is just an output. It's a byproduct of what you put in. That's the equivalent of what you will get out. And now, just 5 days ago, yes, 5 days ago, I had a sales call with a person who wasn't a good fit. Yet hypothetically, I could have closed him. I could just take his money, but I refused to. I genuinely refused to. Why? Because let's imagine you take 5K off of someone who is not your ICP. That means that a lot more effort and time will be required from your end, which will, guess what? Start absorbing your brain power all over again, and you're putting yourself at risk of not delivering the results that you usually promise. Now, finding these excuses will not work because they'll just think you're like full of shit. But the thing is that you taking that pile of money and starting working with the person, regardless of him not being a good fit, puts you at risk of, ruining your name. And my name for myself is by far the most valuable thing that I could possibly possess, because when I don't deliver the results, the bad word of the mouth will spread out and I will never ever make a sale in my life ever again. So bad fits equal bad results equal bad reputation. And you surely don't want that bad reputation on you because that brings me to the previous point I was talking about. You actually being a good person with the right personality. And I'd say that all these dots, all these pieces of puzzle actually fall into place and they create one bigger picture. And that's those are some of the things I also implemented for a guy doing 70 plus K MRR at the moment. Because you simply can't be that dependent on the money. You simply can't. So if I was you right now, you can take this advice or not. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's your business. And to be fair, I feel like you're gonna take this on board because I'm sure that you're already one of the best coaches on the market, unlike all these 99.9% of others who are just constantly drowning in work, thinking, oh, hard work is gonna get me there, but it's not even about that. It's about leverage. So if you're gonna take it on board or not, what I would do if I was you right now would be first delegate everything outside of your, I'd say, outside of your zone, outside of something that is not your direct responsibility, such as delivering the results. Second, make your personality your biggest asset in a way where you are literally creating a brand, I would say. Not just a random Instagram page, but you're creating a brand. In my example, that would be Wolf of Croatia, because I want to become him, I would say, in Croatian market. So that is my personality. Promoting Croatia and why everyone should actually start building empires in their own countries instead of flying to Dubai and running away. That's my personality. Now you find yours. And the third one would be to value progress over just some quick cash, no matter how much money that is. Because I'm sure that 5, 10K will not make the difference for you in your life. Like, you're not going to go homeless without 5 to 10K. If you are, take it, because your back is against the wall and you need to make it happen. It's literally do or die time for you. But don't even let yourself be in that position, But yeah, I'd say that the first and foremost, the most important process to start this whole thing is kind of look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, so is my own ego stopping me from, scaling the fuck out of my business? If it is, then remove it aside, emotionally detach from it completely, and delegate. Delegate to someone who is actually an expert in those things. That's the first step. In case you don't know how to delegate, you can just, reach out to me on my IG, on Wolf of Croatia. Don't have anything to sell, no worries. I don't sell any 15 grand K coaching program. No, I'm not. Or you can simply just press the subscribe button and watch some of my other videos where I cover exactly how I, hire the best fucking talent on the market for people and how I utilize them to scale the hell out of these offers with the high earning potential. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.